Evening, folks. Brian here, Geomagnetic Earthwatch, Monday, November 3, 2025. Let's do a space river report. Take a look at our sun, northeast quadrant of the sun. Some large flaring with plasma ejections. There you go. That one right there. It's almost a complete full halo CME. Let's play it back again. Let's just toggle this manually. And slowly. So here we come. Give you some perspective of the size of this flare and the plasma ejection. So this is the actual diameter of the sun. They have a disc here to prevent the blindness of the light from the satellite. And also look at the bottom shortly afterwards. Right here. That is from a series of mid-range M-level flares, long duration. So actually we have a third one. So let's just say this one starts off at the C range at 0840 UTC, and this one ends at 12:15, so almost 4 hours in duration. Then the second one, 12:15, and let's just say that terminates here, 13:45, and now we have another one. Actually, we have two peaks here, so we have an M1.6, M5, M3.2, M1.5. Just before I switch over to a talk, so we now have a substantially large coronal hole directly Earth-facing, starting today, so in approximately 48 hours, give or take, the Earth will be receiving the impact of the faster solar winds from this darkened region, resulting in geomagnetic instabilities. We will be patient and we will wait. As far as that large northeast quadrant flare, it is not Earth directed. There might be a slight glancing blow, possibly in conjunction with the solar wind streams from this open region right here. Let's finish this talk. Now, there has been a period of geomagnetic instabilities, solar storms, very minor, in the absence of any impact events or increased solar winds bombarding our planet. And there's some people on YouTube who are a little bit confused. They don't understand where this solar storm is coming from. Let's go over it. We understand, don't we, here at the Brian Star Observatory. So again, folks, the Earth is undergoing a geomagnetic excursion resulting in the destabilization and weakening of our protective magnetic field. And as I have stated so many times, I believe we're in the beginning stages of the development of a multipolar magnetic field. So the development of multiple magnetic poles can potentially lead to increased geomagnetic instabilities from the normal solar winds in of themselves, not from CME impacts, not from coronal hole openings, just the regular, normal, everyday solar winds. So when multiple magnetic poles developed, this will result in a more complex magnetic field structure which could result in strength variations and directions of the magnetic field. And again, I'm sure they, but we don't know what regions are going to be popping up. This is what happens from the beginning of a geomagnetic excursion to a full pole flip. We're not going to be here. Okay, we're not going to be here. We're going to be long gone. We're right here, but somewhere in the middle, we start developing a multipolar magnetic field. More than two magnetic poles generate multiple weaker magnetic fields than a single organized field from a dipole. So now we're going to talk about the KP index, which is used to measure or characterize the magnitude of geomagnetic storms or geomagnetic disturbances or irritability. It measures activity on a scale of 0, quiet, to a scale of 9, extreme disturbances, based on data from ground-based magnetometers, providing a global measure of geomagnetic activity. This assumes a more or less coherent magnetic field in which there isn't. So again, the KP reporting represents an average global value. But how can we have an average global value if we're developing multiple magnetic poles now with multiple weak areas? Disorganized magnetic field lines, resulting in the more complex breakdown of our protected field, allowing the normal solar wind streams to penetrate and cause geomagnetic instabilities, disturbances. That's why, out of nowhere, seemingly, we have minor, thus far, geomagnetic storms. It's all, you can find this information out, but obviously there's a lot of people out there in YouTube land who haven't been doing their homework or don't understand what's going on with their magnetic field. So yeah, I just want to focus on a space weather report. What the heck? Let's add something in. Hurricane track is only one of note when it's already passed through central Philippines. Only a category 1. Increasing in intensity as it reaches the shores of Vietnam. So Typhoon, very strong typhoon when it reaches the shores of Vietnam. You know the procedure, folks. Between now and say 5 days from now, to expect another sizable seismic response. Go check our couple of heat indications. Top head of Greenland, way up here. How about the first time for this location? And another one offshore of Florida, right here. A curious one. Quick check everywhere else. This is the time of the year they're going to be doing prescribed burns, controlled burns. This one here is a new one. Earthquakes of note. Offshore Kamchatka, I believe 6.2, 6.3, and along with it, that buoy is into event mode again. So again, it's been pulled down just a little bit, slightly. Afghanistan, earthquake. Turkey. Another fracking earthquake by Grand Prairie. A 2.5 at 1 kilometer depth. This one's in a, so there's always lots of earthquakes here. This one's kind of in the Hectic Strait. There's a new location for one at 7 kilometers depth. We still have a few days of earthquake watch in the Caribbean following the passing of the Hurricane Melissa. Let's not forget about that one. Okay. 3.5 at 8 kilometers depth, Hawaii. North end Japan, Hokkaido. Earthquakes are very common. They have been increasing. There's a 5.7 that they downgraded to a 5.2. Offshore Chile, common, but they are increasing in magnitude, 5.5. 5.5. Okay, folks, that is all. We'll see you later.